That's right, I'm doing something so egregious it should be an unforgivable sin. Sorry this video took so long, I was trying to spell egregious. I have defended Pokimane before on a small scale. This is a banger. I don't know why Pokimane was crucified for this tweet. Maybe because when inflation first started to really rise, commentary YouTubers were shaking in their boots. And if you would be so kind, let me defend my point more in depth. I don't find Pokimane interesting. I don't think she's funny with the exception of that tweet. She doesn't have good gameplay, a little bit pretentious, kind of a snob, out of touch. She's definitely been around for a long time. There's nothing particularly wrong with that. I just think she knows a lot of stuff we don't. I don't care about any of those things. Capitalist scam on her viewers? Yeah, I care about that one. That's why I'm not defending her as in justifying her bad behavior. I'm defending her as to bug spray the cockroach commentary YouTubers living in her house. What I find truly pretentious is people acting like they're doing a service to their community because they made a hate video on somebody. 400 people have already made videos on her. What's one more from me? I don't think it justifies the level of exploitation people think is okay to give her because of some, in my opinion, minor unlikable qualities. A long list of failures I could write about all of you, hypocritical being at the top. Asmongold, you're 36, you cleaned your room for the first time a couple of months ago. Why are you commenting on somebody else's shortcomings? Which is exactly why I want to talk about commentary content and the red pill pipeline. I'm just kidding. That's kind of an inside joke. If you don't watch commentary content, yeah, you wouldn't get it. I have a lot to say about commentary content because I've consumed an overwhelming amount of it. On one hand, it's mindless slop. On the other hand, it's AIDS. There are things I like about each of you, very little, but there's a lot of things I don't. From a perspective, it's refreshing to see glimmers of my childhood still going, and these cancer cells just won't quit. I'm okay with calling out content creators when they do something wrong, but some videos have life ruined in the title, and you watch the video and find out we think she's lying about having a boyfriend. Are we dead ass? Is that really something you have an opinion on? Making a video because somebody did something wrong? Making a video because somebody did something annoying? The only kind of commentary content I respect is something that redirects or teaches alternatives to what they're criticizing. There's only one channel I consider myself a fan of. They only speak about things they actually have opinions on, and they've apologized when they were wrong. I can respect that. I know you're not fighting for my respect, I'm just giving my opinion. My problem lies with the roaches that upload every day, completely blindsided to the harm they cause anybody, actively seeking out people to exploit. You don't have to only say things that you wholeheartedly believe in. But why can't you ever come up with anything to say that's not at the expense of somebody else? Glazing your favorite content creator a whole time they have a skill issue. At least I'm not like Pokimane, but your content also fucking sucks. Some of you amount to the journalism of a BuzzFeed article. You attack the slightest inconvenience for even the slightest amount of views. When no big drama is happening, it's noticeable that you get desperate and start nitpicking and pulling people apart for some money. Y'all uncontrollably multiply and attack everything. That's why you're cancer. Your channel's greatest accomplishment is being somebody's background noise. Your views depend on who's in your thumbnail. Some of you have no real audience. If you get a lot of views, it's not because a lot of people enjoyed it. It's because a lot of people just trying to watch something while they eat. You post every day. People watch you because you're there. You're familiar, not interesting. Someone posting 1,000 sunset photos on their Snapchat story is more interesting than your commentary video. I don't know why you act like you're so great when people who uploaded YouTube lyric videos were doing more for their community. Attaway General has better storytelling. You were just repetitive. How many times can you call someone stinky over and over? Some of you are generally starting to sound like Charlie Brown to me. We got the idiot trifecta over here. Maybe you should take a creative writing class on the off chance that you'll actually come up with something original. I'm actually working myself up, dude. Fuck you and your baby mama. Making a bunch of videos on stuff that's not really profound. Top 10 least interesting topics. Number 1, your YouTube channel. Mass-produced, Temu Factory, ChatGPT, written jokes content. I like my background noise too. I think it can be beneficial to people as a way to distract them or help them wind down. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing YouTube as a cash grab. I care that you get your cash grab by exploiting other people, blowing their situations out of proportion, and then pretending like you're the GOAT for figuring out the cycle. You don't get to pretend like you're better than people when what you're doing is wrong. Who cares that you have a lot of subscribers when you got a lot of subscribers by putting other people's faces in your thumbnails? Majority of people aren't even watching for you. You know, you don't have to say thank you for making mistakes, but maybe you ought to be at least a little bit more humble. I don't care if you don't put effort into your content, but some of you don't put effort into any aspect of your life. How did you get so comfortable selling people out like that? You and your content are both pathetic. It's just a hate comment in the form of a voice note, and then you make money off it. 50 videos on why you don't like Pokimane, but I saw you used to like her Instagram post. I know it sounds like kindergarten playground stuff, but you made fun of Pokimane Sims whole time you were one of them. Maybe that's why you made so many videos, because you're really her biggest fan. Let me lay it down for you so you don't switch it up. I know some of you have a problem with media literacy comprehension. What am I critiquing and upset with? I don't have a problem with passionless, low-effort content, using YouTube for money, and calling people out for things that are valid. I do have a problem with hypocrisy, superiority complex, slandering people, taking things out of context, excessive exploitation and desensitization, and stepping on people for clout. There was a specific channel I used to watch a lot. I would never consider myself a fan, but they were decent. I had a lot of hope for them because you could tell they started valuing trying to grow themselves as a person. Unfortunately, they ended up going in a different direction. They were not my favorite, but they were the one that I watched the most. And it's sad to see something I watched a lot develop into something that I despised. When I officially gave up on them was a while ago. They said they filtered their videos into ChatGPT and had AI write their jokes. I don't care if people post passionless content for money, but damn, people watch you because they want to hear what you have to say, and what you were saying wasn't even yours. Why would your content appeal to anybody after that? It goes beyond lazy. That's the lowest shit ever, to mislead your viewers. Your true viewers, the very small portion of people that actually watch you for your personality. That's something you would put Pokimane in a thumbnail for, and when I look at their channel now, it's the third worst tanking channel I've ever seen, the second being my own. However, I notice that they continue to be active towards something that they're so clearly failing at. I slightly find respect in it. You're so awful, it's low-key inspiring. Like, you know how a snake doesn't have legs but it still climbs up the tree? Near-death experience, and they came out of it more of a bitch though. Thanking God in your video and then slandering God's people in your thumbnails. I don't hate all commentary content. Some I think is just insufferable. This different person now is like watching paint dry. Thumbnails are as bad as everybody else's. Personality is worse. Reoccurring viewer rate gotta be low. I just find it hard to believe somebody genuinely sat through that and then subscribed for more. It's just awful everywhere. I've never heard them make a good take, but it's probably because I haven't been able to sit through a lot of them. I saw a video recently where a different person, now the third least insufferable, was making a video on somebody and said in the opening of the video, as a disclaimer, they didn't know anything about this person, who they were, what kind of content they made. Proceeded to show an out-of-context clip, throw them under the bus, and slander them for 10 minutes. And as you'd expect, they were wrong. That's really embarrassing for you to upload about a situation and get that situation wrong consistently. My last video got 40 views and I would be more embarrassed to have uploaded that video. You gave a negative impression about somebody and lied about them to your hundreds of thousands of subscribers, mass producing slop so much that you don't even know who or what you're talking about. You've made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment, refusing to fact check a situation because you don't want to miss out on a video opportunity, commenting on situations that you really don't understand. You look stupid. You wronged that person and they did not deserve it. You can be lazy with editing, but you can't be lazy with information. Why are you talking at all when you have to disclaim that you don't know what you're talking about? You're like a 34-year-old man. 10 minutes of assumptions and jumping to conclusions. You made multiple videos about YouTube being the easiest job, but you're still not good at it. My mic. And everybody in the comments is so quick to jump on his dick. Somebody who has made their entire career slandering other people. You should always be weary of what that person has to say. These are dogs actively seeking somebody to bite. Some of these people do not care about what they're saying, so you should not believe that what they're saying is true. I don't know why you praise somebody who made their entire career treating people like shit. You should not assume that you won't be treated the same way. If by chance you ever did something they deem monetizable, they would be so quick to turn around and throw your ass in a thumbnail too. The same person, in response to a very recent situation where a video was made about them, said, and I quote, "Even if I was just a random commentary viewer, I would think it's a pretty bad video. Not because they're attacking my favorite YouTube creators, but because they're just lying. They're straight up fucking lying about us. It's annoying. I think that's the best way to put it. It's annoying. My feelings are not hurt. I'm not triggered, right? I'm not crashing out. It's just annoying to be constantly be put into situations like this. Like, oh my god, it's just like once per year a retard makes a fucking video like this. I'm over being called a right-winger, and that my content pushes people to the right. It's just annoying. It's tiring. Like, come up with something new." Thank you for your statement. I also think people shouldn't make videos lying about other creators. Yeah, I bet it is super annoying when different people keep criticizing you and saying the same things over and over. Maybe you should take your own advice and like come up with something new. What right do you have to complain about somebody making videos on you when you built your entire career by making videos on other people? Why do you think you're above criticism? You made your career dependent on other people's failures and you really thought that wasn't a bad practice? Why are you so satisfied with yourself when you're so shit? You have a problem with him making a video on you, but what did he do except treat you with the same disrespect that you have treated other people? It's unfortunate that you continue to be a burden in the lives of the people that you talk about. You understand your impact, but you continue to do it anyway. You have low morals and then somehow always try to find a way to justify not taking accountability. Oh, well, my content's not meant to be taken seriously. Oh, well, I think you just sound like a little bitch. How can you have no authenticity with what you say? I'm less embarrassed to consider myself myself a part of the Sonic community than to consider myself being a commentary channel. You don't have to be an episode of Paw Patrol. It's not your job to babysit kids, but you can't use that as a front for avoiding any sort of repercussion for the way you treat people. The reason PewDiePie quit Pew News, I think some of y'all should take into consideration. There's an appropriate level of respect you should give each person, and I think some of you should understand that because you're failing. And by appropriate level of respect, I mean Hassan deserves the hate. I know he's not technically a commentary YouTuber, just a bitch. If you have a commentary channel, I do think you're a little bastard baby, but I don't think you're necessarily a bad person. I think there's a large opportunity for your content to do something good if you were willing to take it, but for the most part, I think y'all are boring and broke as shit. I don't care if somebody's broke, I care if somebody's broke when their primary method of making money is through exploiting and stepping on other people. For the love of God, please get a savings account and spare us all from your miserable, meaningless takes. I woke up a commentary YouTuber in my dick shrunk. I'm literally a woman, how is that even fucking possible? I don't hate you guys, I think it's one of the lowest and most degrading forms of content you can make. I think you're morally skewed, but I watched a lot of it and it was never my favorite, but like I said, it was always there. Unfortunately, I've grown up and I'm very angry that one of the only remaining consistent styles of content that I watched did not grow with me. I grieve old YouTube so often, all I have left is you. I just wish it had been made better, and it wasn't. I think you're funny, but I will always be astonished at your willingness to throw somebody under the bus for views, continuously. Please don't forget, you have to put other people in your thumbnails because nobody would watch for you. But I don't know though. Anyways, if you leave a hate comment, this is who you're hating on, but I don't want to be insufferable like you guys, so yeah, you're gay.
Hey, you're just mad because I'll be able to do something with my fucking guitar in hands that you'll never be able to achieve in your entire life, kid. So yeah, you're gay.